Hey, and good evening and welcome. My name is Phil. I am here. I am the founder of the Guided Growth Syndicate, and once again, I am joined by Will Self,
How
our
you doing?
subject matter expert on everything AI and chatbots. So, Will, can you please give us a little bit of your background for those that maybe haven't seen days 1 through 3?
Okay, so once again, I am Will. I have a background in computer electrical engineering. I specialize in cybersecurity. I have about a decade of experience working across various IT roles within government agencies. I'm currently pursuing my master's in artificial intelligence and machine learning. I love all things tech, and I enjoy sharing my insight. My passion lies in educating those who are interested in the impact of technology, not only within business, but within their personal life. My ultimate goal is literally just to empower and share knowledge with anyone who seeks it. So, I mean, hopefully that kind of wraps it up really in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And just to give you guys a brief rundown, the first day we talked about AI and different applications like ChatGPT and stuff from OpenAI. We talked about chatbots. We talked about the difference between them. On Tuesday, we talked a little bit about uh, some of the fears that people face, whether or not they'll be replaced by AI and stuff like that, and just kind of some of the reasons why that might be a little unfounded. And then yesterday we had a question and answer with Will on all things technical. So today we're just going to proceed a little further. We're going to talk about how it can help to grow your business, and then we may or may not have an offer for you guys. Real quick, one thing that I wanted to talk about here and touch on is just how valuable it can be for repetitive tasks. And the reason I'm bringing this up again is because I don't know that you can overstate it. There's so much that it can do for you, so much it can take off of your plate with these little mundane things that you have to do over and over again. And I really think that's sort of the threshold. And Will, if you agree, when you have something like that, the same questions over and over again, and if you can get an AI bot to answer those questions for you, it can free up a lot more of your time than maybe you expect.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Utilizing these bots, like I said, the thing is just to simplify your workload if you look at it like that. Everyone has that thing that's it's a continuation and it happens every day. So if you have something that's running on autopilot, right, that frees up your time to go do something else that's a little more important when you know that this is already automated and is already being done in a proper manner. You can go do something else. Sometimes if you do it the right way, you don't have to do any work. It's completely hands off, and the automation or the machine will be doing 99% of the work, and the 1% of your job is to manage and collect the check. So yeah.
yeah, and that's a really good point. And uh, I I see it a lot with anywhere you go now. You go to just about any website, you're going to see a little chat bot in the corner. Um, Usually, even for tech support and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, everybody's putting you through funnels. I mean, we use it for selling all the time and stuff like that, but it's also the most efficient way to get people to where they need to go to get them the support that they need. You see it even, I mean, that's what they do even in hospitals. It's called triage, and those are funnels. They're funneling the patients that need help right away into the ER and into surgery and whatever, things like that. And the patients that can wait, well, they're going to wait. Every day of your life you're in funnels and you don't even realize it. And that's where the chatbots can come into play for you. And one of the things here that we're going to talk about a little more is just the sheer volume of customization that can be done, because I think that's another thing that people worry about. They're going to spend all this money and invest all this money in a chatbot, and it's made by a developer, and in this case by you, and it's like it's like, well, is he just giving me a cookie cutter bot? Is this going to stand out? Is this bot going to represent my business? So, tell me, like, I understand the way things work. There are templates and everything like that. Just the way we do advertising and cold emails and stuff like that, we have templates that we work off of. I'm sure it's not much different in your scenario, but you can take that template and then you can add on whatever bells and whistles you want to it, right? So you can make it pretty much anything your customer desires.
Correct. So with me, yeah, just like most, I can customize it. I can try to make it fit your brand, your voice. We can even go as far as sitting down. If you want to sit with me the entire time, I can show you how long it takes me to make it happen. But you can make these little minor or major changes with these templates, and it automatically fit exactly what you're looking for, down all the way down to the brand, to the picture, to your tone. And the biggest thing is, especially if you was to get the smart bot and or the hybrid, you get an actual live working automated chatbot that you can ask virtually anything to. You can actually have a friend at that moment. It doesn't have to pertain to your business or to your website. I have racked my brain to figure out how to get outside of the algorithm of it focusing on just your website specific niche and needs. And you can go in and say, hey, what's 2 + 2? Tell me a joke. Give me a recipe for this. I have tried to make this bot as human and lifelike as I possibly could to keep that lifelike and human experience just dialed in. It took me a little while, but I was able to get it done. So like I said, you have customization, and then you have pretty much a full on customer service representative capable of answering just about anything that your clients, any curveball that your client can throw at it.
And I can vouch for that, guys. Last night I was playing with it a little bit, and I asked it a question about the 1812 Overture. Why that popped in my I couldn't even name that song if I heard it, but for whatever reason that popped in my head. So I asked the chatbot about the 1812 Overture, and it told me it was written by Tchaikovsky and it was Russian and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, all right, we're on to something here. So that was pretty cool. And I want to be clear, like that's not going to be for everybody. Not everybody's going to want that on their website, but it is an interactive tool to drive engagement. And the point is that that's something that you can put on there. You can have it set up with general questions or whatever, and people can interact with it that way if you so choose. If not, you can close the doors to the house, as it were, and keep that bot inside. Correct?
Yeah, affirmative. So if if you choose to not have it roam freely, I can always go in and do a little magic behind the scenes and make sure that it stays within the confines of your business, only speaking about your brand and specific niche only. So you do have that option to take the freedom, if you will, from the AI to go rogue, if you will. From it, I can take that from it, and you can continue just to utilize it strictly for your brand and your business needs only. Like I said, this is 100,000% customizable, and I'm here to help you fit your needs and your brand's needs and your agency's needs, your business needs, your personal needs. Whatever works for your potential clientele, that is what I'm here to do. So you let me know what you need, and I'm on it.
And even outside of your brand, you can you can almost put up like an invisible fence for dogs, so it can still roam, but it can't roam too far. So if you had a business that was, I keep going back to home improvement, but if you had a business and people were asking the difference in materials and stuff like that, you might not have that information on your website because it doesn't necessarily pertain to your brand or something like that. But that information is available somewhere, and your bot can know where to find that. Is that correct? You can.
That is that is correct. We can, if you have a few websites that you know of that you get a little bit of information from. Yes, we can always redirect information from other places. Not saying that we're going to put their links and everything inside of, but we're going to take that information from there. Or like I said, you can have the bot just go live and you can ask it, hey, what's the difference between vinyl and hardwood, and it can tell you the differences between the two. And we can, like I said, during a personal appointment, through a personal appointment, that's when we would get into the weeds of how you actually want to go. But yes, that is 1,000% an option. Mm-hmm.
So that's the point. Like on the first day, we talked about training it like a dog, and you had the house rules where it wasn't allowed on the couch. It had its own furniture or whatever. Those are my rules. That's how it is in my house. But the dog can go outside the house, but only to a certain point because we have it fenced in. So
Yes.
it's going to go outside and it's going to find that information if we allow it. And that's all where the meeting comes from, right? So when you get this chatbot that we're talking about, you are going to talk to us. We're not just going to, you're not just going to fill out a form and you're going to get a chatbot and you may or may not be satisfied with it. That's not how any of this works. You're going to sit down with us and you're going to tell us exactly what you want. And then, we're going to give you, we're going to go back and forth with you and make sure that it's correct, that you have exactly what you need and that your chatbot is pulling the information from the sources that you allow it to pull information from. So you have total control over all of this. Not only the information, but even the way it looks, the style of it. And that, to some degree, is minor. But when you're talking about aesthetics on your webpage and stuff and visual engagement, it becomes a little more important. But, at the end of the day, that is kind of window dressing. But, still, like if you have a house, those window treatments are important. You don't, it's the look and feel of your environment. And you want it to be engaging. You want people to want to stick around. And it has to be visually appealing for that. So everything is completely customizable for this bot. And what I'd like to do now, I'm going to drop the link here for the landing page. And anybody who's watching this, they can go to the landing page and they can interact with the chatbot that's there. And I'd like to point out, we left this chatbot. This chatbot is somewhat geared towards my offers, but it's not entirely geared towards it because we wanted to keep it somewhat generic, and because not everybody is going to have the same offers I have, and we didn't want to make it seem like this chatbot is in this real narrow lane and that it can only do one or two things. So we left it a little open so that you can use your imagination with it. And you're going to see all the different responses and prompts that come up when you put information in. And Will, if you can speak a little bit to that, because if I recall correctly, I don't want to misspeak it. The bot that is on the landing page, that is a hybrid bot, correct?
Correct. So the bot that's on the landing page is the hybrid has your point click, and then it goes right into the artificial intelligence. Now, the cool thing about it is that like you can literally get the information in the front. Like you do that hands-on engagement in the front. You get the information that's needed up front, and then from there you can go in and just kind of play around with it. And which is what I highly recommend. So you get to see all the aspects. You get to see both sides. If I was you, I would go through it and go through it a few times and just play with it. Just have some fun with it. Talk to it as much as you want. Ask it whatever you want. Somebody prove me wrong. Play stump the chump with it, if you will. He tried that yesterday, and he stumped it for like 30 seconds, and then he went back and reposted the question, and it gave him the answer. So, that's pretty much what the hybrid is. It's supposed to be a fun interaction between a funnel, because like you said, that's what the point click is, the funnel. But it also is a nice conversational piece where you can actually talk to, someone on the other end. So, I mean, I enjoyed building this, and I hope that you enjoy just playing around with it.
And one thing I want to point out, and Will and I had a conversation about this morning. When you interact with it, you're going to see the three dots, as it's getting ready to put out its response, and the timing in between each line. That's customizable. And according to what you read, it's between 3 and 5 seconds is what people like. And we had a little bit of a chuckle over it because Will's originally from the Midwest and I'm from the Northeast originally, and I am not a patient person. And so for me, the shorter the time between the responses is better. But for other people, it might be different. So I just wanted to point that out because again, that is something that you have control over. There's all this little minutia here, things that you don't think about, and it's not just between one segment or like it's not an all or nothing. You have control over each section. Like you can make one thing a 5-second delay, another thing a 3-second delay. So like it is down to a granular level, it is completely customizable.
So, to better explain it, you did a good job, Phil. But to better explain it, think of it like a house. Each room, you could decorate each room any way you want. So every response is a room, and you can modify whatever is in that room at any given time. You can make, like I said, you can change the color, you can do this, that, and the third, but every room is different. So nothing is 100% the same. If you have like a flash sale and you want to do something, it's like quick, fast. You want to throw pictures on this, that, and the third. Well, that room will have all of that stuff, pictures and sounds and videos. I mean, I didn't do all this with this one, but you can add pictures, you could add video, you can do redirect links. I can, it's so much I can do once you're in that room. Once you say, hey, I want you to gut this, room out, add a new wall, or extend this wall to from here to the other side. So when you are teaching me or telling me how to construct your house and how to make your rooms, you tell me exactly how you want each room in the house. One could be smaller, one could be super big. You can have, the super master, full bedroom, or what have you. I'm getting into house analogies a little too much, but I hope you understand what I mean by that. We can customize that. We can definitely get in and make every little, down to, like you said, like the granular amount. Like, you just let me know exactly what you want. I can get down to the minor detail to make it fit whatever it is that you are looking into.
It is really hard to overstate how customizable this is, and that's, I could tell when you start talking about the house, and it's hard to search for that, like that, the way to define that, because it is just every little thing, things that people don't even think about. I know when we were building this and we were having these conversations, I was like, wow, really? I don't know, what do people normally use? Like, I just assume like there's this structure, right? But there's so many, you could just take it apart and put it back to, it's like Legos for computer people.
Yes.
You have so much ability to do so many different things with it. And for agency owners and other entrepreneurs too, one thing that's really important, and I, again, just like the customization, I don't think this can be overstated. The value that they bring, I like to refer to it as compound value, because time is finite, right? Like, we can't give you more time back, but it can help you save it. And the chatbots, they're going to eliminate those repetitive tasks, including things like a seemingly endless, you're hiring people all the time to do these repetitive mundane tasks, and they leave, or they get promoted. You got to hire somebody else. Well, that's time and that's money. And with inflation, and you see this, everybody's talking about minimum wage going up to $15 an hour and stuff like that. But these chatbots, they don't go home after 8 hours. They don't take a lunch break. They don't have holidays. They don't have bad moods. They don't, they're just there doing their job. That's all they ever do.
Yeah.
So if you break that down, and I did the math, and it works out, like, if you get our hybrid bot, it works out that you have this bot working for $2.85 per hour, and it'll never ask for a raise. And what's really cool too, like, as inflation keeps rising, like, that bargain is only going to grow, because $2.85 is going to stay $2.85. I mean, I haven't been to a fast food restaurant in a while, but I don't think you can even get a burger for that nowadays. So I mean, that means that your profits are just going to continue to scale with that, because you now have a fixed cost. And I think that's really important. So without further ado, I would like to unveil our offer to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 bots that we're offering right now. We have the setter bot, we have the smart bot, and we have the hybrid bot. And these price points, I'm really excited about these price points, because when you get bots and you buy these bots, there's a build fee and then there's a maintenance fee. And what we tried to do, we want to make it very clear to everybody what you would be paying. So we built this all together into one price point. So there's no confusion here. It's not like, this bot's only 10 grand. And then and then you find out later, it's like, oh, well, there's $5,000 of maintenance fees every month. You know what I mean? So we didn't do that because this is about value that we're trying to give you guys. So we're going to start with the hybrid bot. And like Will said, that is probably the most exciting out of all of them. And what we have for you with the hybrid bot, if you get the hybrid bot from us, what you're going to end up getting is you are going to get a custom bot, and this custom bot is going to come with, it's going to capture leads, it's going to set appointments, it will always be selling and promoting your latest offers. It is designed to engage and indulge all of your clients. It will free up staff from mundane, repetitive tasks. And we are going to include complete white label branding. And that's valued at over $1,000. We're just going to give that to you. You're going to get monthly transcripts. That's valued at $1.8 thousand. Almost $2,000 right there. And again, we're going to give that to you.
Yeah.
You're going to get access to the GGS community, the Guided Growth Syndicate community. And that is our Facebook group that we have built specifically for this, for people that buy this chatbot. And the reason for that is because we want your feedback and we want to make your bot better. And you are going to have access to special GGS pricing on any and all future releases, because this is just, there's going to be more that's going to come. There's going to be updates. There's going to be improvements. And, people outside of this offer, they're going to have to pay for that. But you guys that get in on this, you're not going to have to worry about that. So what we're looking at here, when you total all of this up, it's a $32.8K value, almost a $33,000 value. And we're giving it to you at $25K paid in full, or 6 easy payments, $5K per month. So there's a lot of value there. And I think it's very useful. I get it that not everybody needs something that advanced. So we have other options. If you're interested in just a bot, it'll do a lot of the same functions. It's going to engage and indulge your client. It's going to always be selling and promoting your latest offer. It's going to be updated monthly. So your information is always going to be fresh. And you're going to get the same perks that you're getting with the hybrid, the complete white label branding, and the monthly transcripts, again, valued at almost $3,000 right there, and access to the GGS community. And by the way, and I didn't mention this before, but in the GGS community, Will and I are going to be going live once a month to answer questions and help you guys out and just talk more about this, because Will's background is cybersecurity. And yeah, it's what he. So I mean, even outside of the chatbot, you have social media accounts, you have websites, you have all these different things. It might be nice to ask a cybersecurity expert, some questions here and there to keep your stuff safe.
In my day to day, I get that quite often. I get a lot of questions. It's security. How do I do this? My phone has been updated. Can I get hacked buying this app? So the door is open when it comes to the cybersecurity side of the house. That's like my passion. Just a small story. I was a victim of fraud, and that's what made me fall in love with it. So I was a victim of fraud. Someone bought 2 houses in my name, not just one, but 2.
Oh my God.
I was living in Japan at the time, and someone bought a house in Arizona, and someone bought a house in New York. And from there, instead of me getting upset, I wanted to learn how to better protect myself. And when I learned how to better protect myself, I wanted to teach others how to better protect themselves. And I was like, well, I can talk about it, but no one would really give me the time of day unless I had something behind me. People knew I was into technology. They knew my background. So I forego going the computer electrical engineering route, and I just went strictly cybersecurity because it kind of encompasses all of the computer and the electrical engineering aspects of pretty much it's a combination of all of it at once. So I did that. I got that degree, and now when I speak about the stuff, it's like, well, my background is this and this, but I have the degree to actually stand on and say, hey, trust me, I I know what I'm doing just a little bit, not a lot. You know, I'm not the best, the end all be all. I mean, I'm pretty sure my chatbot probably knows a little more than I do about what I do. But but I am here to answer you know, tech questions. I'm really big into technology. It's kind of my thing. So please, you know, feel free, you know, even if it's not AI related or automation related, feel free to just ask me, and I promise you I'll get an answer to you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is mindset right there, right? Something happened to him, and he could have just freaked out, been all mad, and you know, and did nothing about it. And instead, he used it as motivation. Like that is amazing. That is a great story.
Thank you.
And yeah, props to you for that. And that's a lesson that a lot of people could learn from.
Mhm.
But finally, moving on to our last offer. Our last offer is the setter bot. That is strictly a point and click. It's again customizable, built from scratch for you, for your purposes as needed. And what that's going to do for you, it's going to capture leads, it's going to set appointments, it's going to free up your staff from mundane, repetitive tasks. You're still going to get all the freebies. That means complete white label branding. You're going to get monthly transcripts from that. Am I correct in that, Will? Are there transcripts?
Yeah, you know what? Just for the first, I think what we're doing 200-ish people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to give them the transcripts so everyone gets a transcript, and that's the biggest thing. That's what you trust me. You want that. You want to know, you want to know how your future clientele are interacting, right? So I'm doing the best I can to eliminate all cold emails. There will be no cold emailing. So once you get this transcript, be like, hey, Dave, you know, I saw that you were interested in this, and this. I followed the lead up, and this is how I can best serve you in your business, or serve you just in general. So my goal is for the first, I think we said 200. I think that's the number that we went for.
Yeah, yep, that's
we want to clear up. I'm going to give everybody a transcript. Every one of you will get the transcript, and you will eliminate cold. There will be no cold emailing, at least for the first 200. After this, I will have to kind of sit back, because to get that transcript is not as easy as you get the walkthrough talk through. Some people might talk for 10 minutes. Some people may talk for 100 minutes. And to get that, it's not an easy pull, but I'm willing to go the extra mile if you all are willing to give me that proper feedback and things of that nature. I'm definitely down to assist.
So you guys are going to get the transcripts. Again, you're going to get access to the GGS community. Once again, it's a brand new community created just for this. And here's the cool thing with the point click setter. What we're looking at here, this is an 8.8K value, so it's almost $9,000, and you're going to get that for just $3,000 down. Because what we're going to do, we're going to collect $3,000 up front, and then after 90 days, we're going to collect another $3,000. And the reason for that is because with these setter bots, we want to make sure we have this dialed in correctly, because this is capturing your leads. And the last thing we want to have happen is for you to give us the information we need. We build it for you. We give you this bot, and then you find out like 30 days into it or something, like, oh man, I forgot this really important question or this really important feature that I have. And now you have this bot that's almost useless, because it's not doing everything that you had wanted it to do. So you're going to have 90 days to come back to us. And we're not going to take the full payment for 90 days, because we want to make sure that you're happy with it. And again, these prices that we mentioned here, so your point click, we all together that would be 6K, but again, it's 3K up front. And then with the smart bot, it's 20K paid in full, or 6 payments of 4K. And the total value on that is 26.8K, so nearly $27,000. And you can get it for 20K paid in full. But now here's the even cooler thing about this. That's everything, right? That covers the monthly maintenance fees as well. So there's no hidden fees with this. What you pay is it. It's not like, we get you in with this price, and then we're like, oh yeah, no, you got to pay this, no, you got to pay that. Nope. What the prices that we're talking about are what you're actually going to pay. And it covers you for the year with all the maintenance stuff. And then finally, this is I think the coolest part of the offer. I understand not everybody has 5K laying around that they can drop, 20K, 30K. That's unrealistic to expect people to just pull out their credit cards and drop 30K on something. So what we're doing, if you go to our landing page, you can lock this offer in with a $500 deposit. That's all it takes right now is $500, and you can lock the price in. You can lock your spot in line in so that you're guaranteed to be one of the first 200 people. It's just $500 down, and you have access to us. We'll set a meeting with you. We'll go over what bot you want, and then that $500 would get applied towards the paid in full or whatever payment plan you decide to make. So it's completely up to you. And we tried to make it so that it wouldn't break the bank because we want this to be accessible to everybody who could need it and who can use it. And so I hope that helps. And Will, we're about to wrap this up. Do you have anything that you want to add before we go?
Yeah. So I'm also throw in a few integrations. How about that to sweeten the deal just a little bit? So you got your Google Docs, you got your Zapier, you may have a MailChimp. I'm willing to throw in just a couple integrations just to kind of help that agency or that person along to just simplify their business just a little bit more. So I'm willing to sit down and kind of rack my brain and say, okay, well, which integrations features do I want to give? But I'll give you just a few for the first 200, and then from there we kind of work that into the next setup. But so integration is going to be free, and your transcripts will be free. And those are the big things that you really need as an agency to run your analytics correctly. Just take my word from it. I've been in tech for quite some time, and when it comes to technology, the biggest thing that we like is analytics. We like to get that because we need to know what it is that we're doing right and what it is that we're doing wrong. So when you have the proper analytics, when you have proper analytics and you can follow up better, right? So that's what I'll do for those personnel. I will give you a few integrations just because.
And you guys, just so you know, like I don't have that on my offer sheet. So I mean that those values, those numbers that we were talking about, right? Like the 26.8K value, the 33K value, that just went up. And I haven't looked it up because we just brought this up now. So I don't even know what we're talking about now, price wise, like value wise, I should say, because the price is
free for the first 200. It'll be free. I will get some. I would need personal information from those personnel to make sure I integrate it correctly. But for those first 200, because you're allowing us to get with the data that we need to move forward in a proper manner, it's for me. I'm saying it's going to be free now. I might have to talk to my guy behind the scenes, but I'm willing to do that for free.
That's amazing. That's really cool. So, well, thank you very much for your time, everybody. This has been a lot of fun, and we look forward to wrapping this up with you guys tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Take care.
See you soon. It was a pleasure. Thank y'all.